Hey, my name is Ben. Thanks for stopping by YouTubers Only. This is my second kind of hobby channel. I am a full-time YouTuber and my main channel is about electrical, HVAC, refrigeration type stuff. So if you guys want to see that, I'll link to it in the description. But in this video, we're going to be just unboxing this GoPro SuperCharger. And the point of this channel is just to kind of share some of the different things and products that I'm getting and using for my YouTube channel, as well as just kind of having some basic and more raw type footage of just kind of what I'm doing and the experience that I'm going through. So I am experimenting right now on my Galaxy S10. I have it shooting at 60 frames per second in 4K. So this is really, really high quality footage. So if it looks good, that's why, and that's what we're shooting in. But if it sounds good, that's thanks to the Rode VideoMicro. I have this little wind screen and thing up on top here, so I'll link to all that in the description below. Excuse me. But yeah, let's go ahead and unbox this GoPro SuperCharger. All right, so I've been kind of skeptical about purchasing like a dedicated USB power supply for my GoPros, but as many of you know, the GoPro itself does not come with a power supply, and if you want to charge any batteries, you have to charge them in the GoPro itself. So I've actually ordered the dual battery charger as well. That's not here yet. Maybe we'll do a separate unboxing with that when that comes. But the SuperCharger is a high output charger that has all of these accessories with it. So if you travel outside of the United States, which hopefully we will again someday once we get past this pandemic that we've been going through, those could be useful at some point in time. But yeah, I just want to unbox this and see what it looks like. I've also come to the conclusion that it's kind of worth it, to try to find a really good deal on a really high quality item, instead of purchasing an El Cheapo charger. So I've been kind of working towards that. I've been trying to not buy all the Chinese copycat brands and just stick with the name brand stuff, and preferably, if at all possible, I almost dropped it there. If at all possible, order it from a company that is an American company. I don't care if it's made, one second. I don't care if the product is made in the United States. I prefer that if possible. But what I really don't want is, you don't want a hardware company. So like Huawei, for example, it's a hardware company and a software company that's controlled by the Chinese Communist government. Or they claim that it's not, but it probably actually is. All right, so there's what comes with it. This box is kind of overkill. It kind of makes it feel like you actually purchased something substantial, though. I'll link to this in the description. I found this one for around $40, so around $10 off of its list price, which is $50. So right there is the power brick itself, and that feels pretty substantial. It's not heavy, but it definitely doesn't feel light. And you can see here we have our power delivery port. That's the high output one. I think you could even use this for like powering your MacBook or other USB Type-C device. But that's what we'll be plugging into this GoPro SuperCharger once we have, or not the SuperCharger, but the dual battery pack or battery charger kit. And then right there you just have another regular USB port. Let's just see what it says on the details here. Okay, up here it says, come on, focus. There we go. You can see right up here, it is input 100 to 240 volts, and output, the type A plug, is 5.1 volts and 1.5 amps. It's really tiny writing. The type C is 5 volts at 3 amps, 5.5 volts at 3 amps, and 12 volts at 1.67 amps. So, if that means anything to you. And then obviously you have all your travel adapters that snap in. I'm going to be using the North American one, which is going to be supplied by this transformer right here out in my yard. I do quite a few videos out here in my yard next to my transformer for my electrical content on my other channel. Alright, so there's our brick with our plug attached. Now let's go ahead and take a quick look at the USB-C cable that they include. It always bugs me a little bit if they roll these cables up too tight. I'm kind of a stickler when it comes to wanting to not roll them up too tight. So if there's like permanent kinks in it from the manufacturer, that makes me sort of upset. And it looks like we do have some like, I mean, it's not necessarily a permanent kink, but it definitely seems like they could have just used some of that massive space in the box and not rolled up the cord quite so tight. But what's nice about this is an actual Type-C to Type-C cable. So you can see we have USB Type-C on both sides. So I'm actually excited to try using this with my Surface, my Microsoft Surface Book 2 15-inch with the power delivery. So I'm going to try plugging that in here. Let's go do that now. Welcome to my YouTube office here, which is used regularly and exclusively for business purposes. This is the Microsoft Surface Book 2, which I have sitting right here, the power adapter for this, and that is has an output of, let's see here, 15 volts, 6.33 amps. So that's significant, especially given that this GoPro SuperCharger has an maximum output at 12 volts at 1.67 amps. So this is pretty weak, but I think that's kind of the key thing, is that you need a power delivery capable brick to power the Surface Book, which this one is capable of that, since it does have that 12 volt output. As far as I know anyway, I haven't plugged this in yet to actually check. So let's go ahead and get this hooked up and see if it works. So go ahead and connect our supercharger to a 120 volt outlet. And then we have our USB-C cable, which theoretically we'd just be using this for our GoPro dual battery charger. So as you can see right now, we're at 95% with our battery charge level. Right here is our USB Type-C port, which does accept power delivery. And right here is where our normal Surface Connect charger would go. So let's go ahead and just plug this in here and see if it works. Here we go. And yes, indeed, it is charging. Or at least it is plugged in. It's sensing that it's plugged in. Now, it's such a small amount of power that the supercharger can deliver compared to the actual Surface charger that I'm guessing it would drain pretty quickly even while it's plugged in. But it's just so nice to know that, like, with that GoPro SuperCharger, which is like $35, $40, $50, I guess that's not really relevant, but with having that charger in the bag, in my stuff, I know that if I, for some reason, forget this or something, I can still charge my Surface Book 2. So that's pretty handy. I'd be curious to see how long it takes to charge this thing from empty. Probably not going to do that right now or for this video, but be interesting to see that. Okay, so I found this pretty good article. I'll link to it in the description, but it kind of goes through all the different questions you might have about charging your Surface. It says any charger that is USB power delivery 2 or 3 compliant and provides 60 watts or more will work best. So 5 to 18 watt phone/tablet chargers are not recommended and may only work with trickle charging overnight. So we're kind of somewhere in between there. This is at 27.5 watts maximum output, so it's not down in that really low range that they were mentioning, but it definitely is not very fast. Since I stopped recording probably 10 minutes ago, it has charged it up to 96%. I think it was at 93% when we started, so it is charging. Let's see, is it getting a little bit warm? It is getting a little bit warm, but not significantly. But it does work. There's lots more that you can learn about that, but I'm going to quit with that. So this is way more than you bargained for when you clicked on this unboxing video. So probably nobody is here. But if you are, thanks. And this is the audio setup that I was using that I was telling you about a minute ago. So there's our Rode VideoMicro, and then we're using this Ulanzi smartphone clamp. That is a Chinese company, but sometimes you can't win. It's pretty high quality actually, and then we're using this Manfrotto tripod with this ball head, and it's pretty nice with this quick release right here. It's pretty fast to make adjustments and angle it in a different way. You can also remove the center point right here, so you can take the center part of the tripod totally out, and it's pretty handy. Now, another interesting thing, so we just hit, it gave me a notification on the phone. It hit its 4 gigabyte file size limit, so that means I'm going to have to bring this into the editing software and actually edit it and stitch those back together. I was hoping to just be able to pause, because right now I can pause it and then simply resume it, which is super handy when you want to put together a video really fast. And most Android phones can do that. But since we hit that file size limit with the 4K 60 frames per second, I will have to piece this together. But anyway, oh, one other thing. This Rode cable here, now they make off-brand ones too, but I really like these Rode microphones. This microphone is actually made in Australia. Look at this right here. See that? Made in Australia. And the Wireless Go, which I've been enjoying as well, is also made in Australia. I just really like it when companies make their products in their own country. So right here, unless it's China, of course, then I don't like it either way. This is the standard cable that comes with it, and this is a TRRS to TRRS adapter. You can see how there's 3 lines, or 2 lines, I guess, in between the 3 sections of metal on this 3.5 millimeter jack. And then over here, this one is designed to work with a smartphone. You can see how there's 4. So this is technically TRRS to TRS. So you'll need one of those cables as well if you do want to use the Rode VideoMicro with a smartphone. Okay, that's all for this video. This was a jumbled mess of various stuff, but we're just having fun, and I'm going to keep on posting just kind of random stuff when I feel like it. Basically, this content is not relevant to my electrical DIY channel. Therefore, I either make this content or I don't. So I figured I might as well make it because it might help some of you other people out there who are either YouTubers or just have the similar equipment to me and are learning about it. All right, thanks a ton for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You'll be one of the very first people to subscribe if you do so. And we'll see you in the next one. Let me know if you have any thoughts down in the comments. All right, catch you later. Click on this video right over here, because that's the only other video that I've made for this channel. So that's the only option you have. Of course, you could just leave the channel and go somewhere else, which probably is what you'll actually do. All right, see you guys in the next one. Bye.